Ultrakill
is an indie game.
Ultrakill is yet another shitty, overhyped, nostalgia bait, pretentious indie game made by a bunch of pedophiles who send pornography to minors over Twitter. On top of being made by pedophiles, this game is also really fucking bad. You see, Ultrakill takes the Doom Eternal approach to gameplay. And by that, I mean it floods the screen with text and objects to the point where you can't see anything that's going on, and claims to be fun. All of the fans who receive any type of criticism for this game immediately deflect any of this argument and just claim that you're bad at the game. Anybody who likes these FPS games like Doom Eternal or Ultrakill is a fart-huffing moron. I've often heard the term fun zone to describe certain modes in Ultrakill and Doom Eternal. However, I can't understand what exactly the fun zone really means. Please tell me this doesn't sound like some idiot who's just sitting around huffing his own farts about how hard his game is and how intelligent he sounds by playing it this way.
With this game, id Software wants your encounters to go like this. Charge shot ballista, quick rocket, meat hook super shotgun for the glory kill, use a double air dash to check your surroundings, meat hook get the armor, sticky bomb a small guy, take ammo from another one, check your surroundings, focus down a heavy enemy, things are getting hairy so you throw down grenades and retreat, use the splash damage on your way out, take out the weak points of the mantis with the ballista, go on the move. This is how you're supposed to be playing the game, always examining.
What the fun zone seems to mean is forcing you to play and railroading you onto a very specific gameplay path, in which you have to play an extremely fast version of Simon Says. Simon says use the rocket launcher. Simon says use the pistol. Simon says use the assault rifle. Simon says send pornography to minors on Twitter. Simon says use the Bluetooth dongle to activate the butt plug mod, which is real by the way, and supported by the developers. It seems like the developers and the fans have forgotten what makes games fun in the first place is interactivity, not speed and stim out. If you ever refer to your game as a game developer as chess, it's an instant red flag that you're a pretentious retard making a trash game. Anybody who has a brain knows that chess is a trash game because the master of chess himself, Bobby Fischer, who is way more intelligent than any game developer right now, says that chess is a piece of shit game. I think the developers thought that if they just totally gave everybody a complete stim out and flooded the screen with things like blood and bullets and enemies jumping everywhere, that people would eventually trick themselves into thinking that they're having fun. The reality of the situation is that nobody can understand what's happening. If you just try to even look at my gameplay footage, it's hard to decipher any of what's going on. If this was a good first-person shooter like Call of Duty, you could easily see what's happening. The combo meter is also a useless addition to the game. All it does is add significantly more visual noise, and it's just simply another plate to spin while you're already playing this game. This piece of shit game took a note from Signalis' book by trying to do a shitty faked analog aesthetic, but fails. And it fails for the exact same reason that Signalis' aesthetic failed, because it's fake. When all you try to do is mimic something from the past, you'll just sort of take the footnotes and fail to understand the spirit of what the developers were actually trying to achieve. You see, games in the past actually tried to take this aesthetic and push it to its limits, tried to actually make it artistically cohesive. This game is a mimicry of that, at best. We have all these advanced development and hardware tools now, but all these developers, especially indie developers, the only thing that they're trying to do is just recreate things that, quite frankly, they never really understood or have the capability to recreate in the first place. You might be able to fool all these idiots on Twitter who jerk off to Futanari for 8 hours a day, but I mean, you're not going to really fool me. I can see it for what it is. Anyways, speaking of Twitter, this game is blatantly aimed at the Twitter audience, much like Signalis. It's for sexually confused speedrunners. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a slur that rhymes with granny and begins with a T. All these people are autistic as hell or have some form of mental disability, and you can tell when you listen to all their reviews because they all have these very slow, weird-sounding European accents.
Theoretically only affect less than 1% of the Ultrakill player base, which is the Ultrakill player base.
Means Peter Finch, just a game that's so fun from start to finish and so full of soul, it can't help but reduce.
So the game just kind of gets going immediately. I have interrupted.
This is the result of said experiment. So gather round and prepare to embark on an unforgettable journey through the blood-soaked, demon-infested realms of Ultrakill.
In this video, I will be responding to the worst Ultrakill review I have seen so far.
flow state, also known as being in the zone.
This might possibly be the most insane, nutty game I've ever gotten the joy of experiencing.
Didn't have gay robot sex. I thought everyone was joking when they said no sex, but there really isn't sex.
Literal decades. And you have to be skeptical when there is nothing that comes even close to those games in terms of what they do right.
Game contains scenes. That sucks. Is there supposed to be no sound? Am I gonna get jump scared in a second? Audio error.
I don't listen to the opinions of people who aren't American, and I especially don't listen to Europeans' opinions. I don't know what it is, but I think that the Europeans have some sort of cocksucking fixation, much like the developers of this game. The developers of this game are so degenerate that not only did they support the previously mentioned butt plug mod, but they also hired an artist who almost exclusively drew porn for their game. The game developers are literally openly gay and homosexual on Twitter. This is not an insult, they brag about it. They brag about sucking each other's cocks. And it's also true that the fan base of this game openly brags about sucking each other's cocks as well. They're all either gay or transsexual. Once again, I want to reiterate that this is not me trying to punch down or insult these people. If you go onto their Reddit or if you look up Ultrakill on Twitter, they will literally brag about it in almost every single mention of it. I have a suggestion for anyone who's considering to play Ultrakill. Instead of installing Ultrakill, you should install Grindr first. If you meet someone on Grindr, I can almost certainly guarantee you that they play Ultrakill. I can guarantee you that you're going to run into the developers on Grindr eventually. And I can certainly guarantee you that if you play and enjoy this game, you will be on Grindr eventually. There's one last thing that we have to talk about before we conclude the review, which is the audio. And quite frankly, this is going to be the most simple thing to talk about. This is what the audio sounds like. Why does everything in this game take place within a Saturn cube? Under the Mayo was right, this game is bad, it's made by freaks, and it gets a 2 out of 10 for being boring, pretentious, and gay.
I totally want to suck some black cock. Just saying. I'm so hot.
Keep saying it.